Hello everyone, it's Old Guardian here. Hearthstone's Rastakhan's Rumble expansion is rapidly approaching, and yesterday Blizzard held the first reveal stream, and we got to see 9 new cards in the stream, including some really nice ones. So, let's review them all. First up, we got to see a new Overkill minion, Ironhide Diehorn, a 7-mana 7/7 with an Overkill effect to summon a 5/5 Ironhide Runt. So to recap what Overkill does, whenever this minion deals damage on your turn and it deals more damage than is needed to kill the opponent, the Overkill effect will trigger. So Overkill only works on your turn, but it does work even if the minion dies. So if you attack with this and you hit something that has less than 7 health, it will summon a 5/5 Ironhide Runt, even if Ironhide Diehorn dies in the process. Typically though, you want your 7 mana and these really high cost minions to be immediately effective. And Ironhide Diehorn is not that, because it doesn't have rush or anything like that, so it can't attack immediately. If the opponent removes it, then there will be no runs. Overkill doesn't trigger on the opponent's turn. It might still be scary in something like a big druid type of thing. If there's some kind of a big beast druid upcoming in the expansion, it might even see play, because druid could ramp up to that 7 mana quite rapidly, and then if you put a 7/7 on the board very early and the opponent is unable to react to it, then you just snowball out of control. But it would take a very specific deck to make this work. Overall, a rather mediocre card. However, what is not mediocre is the new neutral legendary minion, Oondasta. Originally found in the Isle of Giants in World of Warcraft, Oondasta 9 mana 7/7 beast with rush and overkill to summon a beast from your hand. And this card is nuts. It comes on the board, it slaps something in the face, and it brings its bodies into the game. What's there not to like? There are especially a couple of cards that I want to discuss in relation to Oondasta. One is the warrior card Boom Ship, which was summon 3 random minions from your hand and give them rush. And Boom Ship is really good in Recruit Warrior, because one of the problems with Recruit decks is typically that, okay, you want to recruit that stuff away from your deck and onto the board, but then inevitably sometimes you end up drawing these big minions, and when do you find time to play them? And Boom Ship was the answer to that question for Recruit Warrior. And Oondasta can answer the same question for Beast Recruits. As it happens, there is a Beast Recruit deck in the game. Right now it doesn't summon a whole lot of big beasts. It's the Death Rattle Hunter, or rather its predecessor, the Recruit Hunter. Both relied on the same recruit mechanic anyway, which is Katrina Winterwisp. Battlecry and Death Rattle, recruit a beast. And Recruit Hunter used to run a bit bigger, bit heavier beast than the Death Rattle Hunter, which went for slightly more early game and more pressure, more faster with the eggs and stuff. But Oondasta is a really great match for this traditional Recruit Hunter build. It might also fit into a Death Rattle Hunter build. And Death Rattle Hunter might still prove to be superior, but if you want to rush with Oondasta and pull some charged Devil Souls from your hand and charge with them, Oondasta sounds pretty good. It has a lot of potential in any kind of recruit decks. It could fit into some kind of a big beast druid deck. Just a very, very sweet card with a lot of opportunities. And after such excitement, we of course have to have some comic relief, and that is provided by the Gurubashi Chicken, a 1 mana 1/1 with overkill to gain +5 attack. And when you start thinking of playing this card in your deck, may I remind you of the existence of Angry Chicken, a 1 mana 1/1 that has +5 attack while damaged. Yeah, you're not going to put Gurubashi Chicken into your deck. Gurubashi Chicken is better than Angry Chicken, in most cases anyway, because the overkill effect can stack. You can overkill once, and you can overkill twice, and you can overkill 3 times, and you get +5 attack every time. But it's still a bad card. Don't play Gurubashi Chicken. Next up we have a new Paladin Spell, 7 mana, a new challenger. Discover a 6-cost minion, summon it with Taunt and Divine Shield. Well, getting a 6-drop for 7 mana with Taunt and Divine Shield doesn't necessarily sound like that great of a deal. And if you were to get a random 6-drop, it wouldn't be. But Discover can be a game changer. Take a look at Free from Ember, for example, for reference. A priest spell, discover a minion that costs 8 or more and summon it. Free from Ember would be a bad card if it summoned a random 8 to 10 drop. It just wouldn't be very good. But when it summons a discovered one, your probability to get something good skyrockets. And it's actually a pretty decent card. The same applies to a new challenger. For example, the best Paladin summon, class card summon that you can get is the Black card, which is a 6 mana 3/9. Whenever your hero is healed, deal that much damage to random enemy minion. And you can get this with Taunt and Divine Shield. And the probability with the current card pool to discover a Black card is 23%. So almost a quarter of the time when you play a new challenger, you're going to be able to pick Black card. The chance to discover neutrals is much lower. There are some great neutral cards like Bone Drake and Ken Bloodhoof, and the probability to get those is around 6-7%. But it does all add up because there are multiple of these good hits. So a new challenger is definitely an okay card. It is strong enough to see play. If there is some reason to use spells in a deck, then probably yes. If there's no particular reason to use spells, then by virtue of being okay, that probably isn't quite good enough. Then we got to see another incredible card, the Shaman Legendary card, Zentimo. Whenever you target a minion with a spell, it also targets adjacent ones. So you casually drop this 3 mana minion on the board and play some Earthen Mites and get +2/+2 there, +2/+2 there, +2/+2 there. If they all happen to be elementals, you get 3 random elementals into your hand. Or you hex 3 opponent's minions, not a big deal, right? Or you do some Rock by the Weaponing for 1 mana into +9 attack overall across 3 minions. Zentimo looks like an incredible card. We have received a little bit of clarification on Zentimo, in that when you're using Zentimo with Overload cards, the Overload is also applied 3 times, which is slight weakening of the card. Not so much fun to use it with Lightning Bolt or a Crushing Hand, but it still looks an incredibly strong card. It's played in mid-range decks, it can be played in aggro decks, it can be played in control decks. There might be some combos built around it. Just an incredibly flexible card. And then we're on to the next piece of comic relief. Waterboy. A 2 mana 2/1 with a battle cry to make your next hero power this turn cost 0. So the effect doesn't carry over to the following turns, you have to use it immediately, which means that essentially you're getting a free 2/1. Mana-wise free, but you're still paying a card for it. So while cards that simulate your hero power effect, like Kobold Librarian, have been used in decks, I cannot figure out any use for Waterboy. You have to use the hero power on the same turn, it only applies to one use of the hero power. So no, that's just no. Then we start to get to an interesting part again. They showcased a hero power mage on stream, and one piece of some kind of hero power mage is Daring Fire Eater. A 1 mana 1/1 with a battle cry, your next hero power this turn deals 2 more damage. Again, it's this turn. So basically this is your 3-drop. But I have a hard time seeing a regular mage using this for anything, but this might see play in Odd Mage. Because just as it happens, that means that you will be having 3 mana that will be able to deal 4 damage to one target, which for example perfectly answers a Henchclan Tug on curve. So very interesting card. If having 4 damage is important in the upcoming meta, then this can definitely see play in Odd Mage. It also synergizes with Frostlich Jaina later on, because you can either use that to kill a bigger minion with the Jaina hero power, or in worst case you can just eat this one with the Jaina hero power to build a water elemental. Another card for hero power mage, Spirit of the Dragonhawk. A 2 mana 0/3 stealth for 1 turn, your hero power also targets adjacent minions. So this can turn your hero power into deal 1 damage to 3 minions, essentially turning it into a shooting star. However, this cannot be run in odd decks, which makes it much weaker. There are some synergies, like you can use this with Frostlich Jaina. Okay, if you can find 3 1 health minions next to each other, you can make 3 water elementals. Rather funny interaction might be dropping Syndragosa and then pinging your own Syndragosa, which also pings both frozen champions, so you get 2 water elementals at the same time. Or potentially using Spirit of Dragonhawk together with the Daring Fire Eater, so that you can deal 3 damage to 3 minions. But I don't think you would ever put Daring Fire Eater in a non-odd deck, and you can't put Spirit in an odd deck, so that interaction is unlikely to happen. Overall, the Hero Power Mage in a non-odd version seems quite clunky. The only reason to even try would be the next card. And this card is really, really something. Jan'alai, the Dragonhawk, the Mage Legendary Loa. 7 mana 4/4 with a battle cry. If your hero power dealt 8 damage this game, summon Ragnaros the Firelord. Yes, Ragnaros the Firelord is back in Away from Hall of Fame. Not as a card, but as a token that can be summoned by Jan'alai. That's really interesting to try to weave into a regular mage, but most likely this is going to be an odd mage staple. For odd mage to deal 8 damage with the hero power means only 4 hero powers. If you use the Fire Eater once, which deals 4, then that's only 3 hero powers. No further strings attached. No need to do anything like with the Spiteful Summoner, no need to have a handful of cards like with an Astromancer. Just the pure goodies. And even odd mage runs Jaina too. So once you're Jaina, and you drop the Jan'alai, you summon the Ragnaros. Ragnaros will hit something for 8, and it will heal you for 8, because Ragnaros is an elemental. Odd Mage currently has a little bit of room in the 7 slot, so this looks like a great addition. Blizzard is really pushing the archetype, and I've already played a lot of Odd Mage in Boomsday, and it's not a bad deck. You can find an introduction video to Odd Mage actually on this channel, and I can't wait to try it in Rastakhan's Rumble. Those were the cards from the first reveal stream, and new reveals are popping up all the time now, so there will be more review videos coming very soon. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel for more.